On the southern tip of the magical Isle of Skye, in the Slate Peninsula, the Garden of Skye, sits Armadale Castle, Gardens and Museum of the Isles, the spiritual home of Clan Donald. These historic woodland gardens and wider estate were once the seat of MacDonald clan chiefs. Today, they are cared for by a charitable trust for everyone to enjoy. On this short tour, we'll share some of the history of this remarkable place. Clan chiefs have had a residence here since the mid-17th century. This map shows the layout of the gardens in the mid-18th century. The garden layout you see today is the work of Alexander II Lord MacDonald, who in 1815 commissioned a Gothic-style castle, extending an existing manor house, and he needed a setting to match. So it's fitting we start the tour here, at Lord MacDonald's Drive. Today, this is planted with acers, silver birch, and a variety of other trees. But in Lord MacDonald's day, it was an avenue of limes. Today, few limes remain, but the 19th century wrought iron bridge has survived. It can be clearly seen in an old photograph. Other 19th century survivors include tall silver firs and monkey puzzle trees. Eventually, the castle is revealed. It's now a romantic ruin, but you can still imagine how impressive it must have been in its heyday. The second Lord MacDonald laid out this lawn, levelling it and even removing a hill to open up this spectacular view towards Northart on the mainland. Over the next century, generations of MacDonalds lived here. With teams of staff, of course. Caring for the castle, gardens and estate. It certainly created a great backdrop for a party. A legacy from those days is our magnificent collection of trees. Here we are in the Victorian arboretum, with many grand trees planted in the 1870s. The family moved out in the 1920s as the buildings and gardens deteriorated. Clan Donald Lands Trust bought the estate in 1971 and set about the huge task of creating a visitor centre, restoring the gardens and developing them for the future. Moving now to the other side of the castle ruin, we can enjoy a view of the back lawn. Today, there is a central path across the lawn, but this was once a quarter garden with 2 bisecting paths, as we can see in this early 19th century estate plan. The terrace walk, with the crenellations you see on the left, was once a public road. Lord MacDonald had it moved in 1811. Today, this sunny spot is home to a colourful herbaceous border and many exotic shrubs from around the world. We now move into the former walled garden. We plan to make this into a wildflower meadow. In the 19th century, there were 2 glasshouses here, supplying fruit and vegetables for the family. This now brings us to the museum. It opened in 2002 and is full of fascinating history. The ground it was built on was once an orchard and then became a tree nursery. Tall western hemlocks here date from that time. Behind the museum is the old laundry, built in the early 19th century, around the same time as the castle. Today, you can find here memorials to some of the clansfolk who have supported the trust over the years. The gardens continue to develop. These ponds were created in the 1980s and 90s. A number of sculptures now adorn the gardens. Most recently, this contemporary work by internationally renowned artist Julie Brooke. Caring for these gardens is an ongoing task. As we look after the old and nurture the new. So we'd like to say thank you to everyone who supported us by visiting, volunteering, and donating. You help us keep this place special. We look forward to seeing you soon.